press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, in the previous videos we have started the discussion on the atomic structure, the different models we started, and with depth we have discussed on Bohr's atom model, where we got the expression for radius as the n square h square epsilon naught upon pi m z e square, and also expression for velocity v equal to ze upon 2 epsilon naught nh, and also energy expression, energy of the electron in any orbit, kinetic energy, potential energy and total energy, minus m z square e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square n square h square. Again, excitation energy expression we taken z square into 1 by n1 square upon n2 square. And ionization energy for any atom is 30.6 z square by n square in electron volt. And even wave number expression 1 by lambda, reciprocal of wavelength as, and also the frequency expression we derived. So these are we getting the expression for the radius, energy, ionization energy, excitation energy of the electron in various orbits, and also the wavelength that may be absorbed or emitted during the transition of electron between various orbits of the atom. That electron when rise to higher orbits we say absorption of radiation, and higher orbits to lower orbits when they come to we call them as a emission of radiation. And in related to that we have discussed about the 5 different series later on maybe. On those days well known spectra was about the hydrogen atom, H alpha, H beta, H gamma, H delta. The standard notations are used for the 4 distinct spectral lines of the hydrogen atom. Now they are in the Balmer series. Balmer series starts from n equal to 2. That means limiting orbit number is 2. Electrons should transfer from higher orbits to the second orbit to get the transition of radiation. So the all possible wavelengths emitted when electrons transfer from higher orbit to the second orbit is called Balmer series. Alpha for 3, beta for 4, gamma for 5 and delta for 6, even those calculated. And after observations, in today's class we discuss about the merits and demerits of the theory as a conclusion part of this chapter, and also the explanation given by the de Broglie about the second postulates of the Bohr's theory, and some relation related to the entrance. With that we conclude today this chapter. However, these radiations we have, so these relations of radius, velocity, energy, excitation energy, ionization energy, and even wave number expression. And these two are most important, radius expression and energy expression and wave number expression. For hydrogen atom, Z is equal to 1, first orbit or any number of orbits say n is equal to 1. Don't forget to write this when comes to hydrogen. We are talking about hydrogenic or hydrogen like. I told Z may be any value of any element atom, but it should have only one electron in the orbit. Then we call such atoms as hydrogenic atom or hydrogen like atoms. So when we saw or when we see the particularly the spectral lines that were obtained by the Bohr using this relation alpha, beta, gamma values, that is H alpha line, H beta line, H gamma line, H delta line, they are found to be in very good agreement with the experimental values. Otherwise, now I am talking about the merits of this theory. What are the merits of Bohr's theory? Is spectra, line spectra of hydrogen or hydrogen like atoms. can be explained by this theory, or this theory, Bohr's theory, could explain correctly the line spectra of hydrogen or hydrogen-like atoms. The experimental values and using the relation, the calculations are in good agreement. The proposed theory is a good theory in explanation of these. The second one, if you come to the radius calculated from this theory using the relation, and also from the concept of the theory of kinetic theory of gases. The experimental values calculated from that and also the theoretical calculation from the Bohr's theory are in good agreement. The radius of the Bohr orbit is first time calculated correctly, that of the size of the atom. And third one, about the ionization energy of the hydrogen atom, calculated using this, Z is 1, N is 1, we can get about 13.6 electron volt. This is found to be in good agreement with that of the practical value or experimental value. The ionization energy regard to the hydrogen atom, radius of the orbit of the hydrogen atom, the line spectra of hydrogen or hydrogen-like atoms can be explained successfully from the experimental facts. And the fourth one, Rydberg constant, m e power 4 8 epsilon square h cube c. All are other, many constants are there. Mass of electron, charge of electron, and Planck's constant, speed of light, electrical permittivity. All are constant. Combination of many constants given one value which we have taken as a Rydberg constant. This is also found to be very good agreement with experimental value. So, and fifth one, the orbital angular momentum nh upon 2 pi has the dimensions of angular momentum. It has dimensions of L. Angular momentum dimension nh upon 2 pi has. That means in circular orbits, in circular motion, that angular momentum quantization is must to be in that. That means therefore we can say that the second postulate is so natural. This orbital angular momentum nh upon 2 pi has dimensions of angular momentum are okay. Then we say that in circular motion quantization condition is angular momentum should be quantized. Is more relevant, that one. Therefore, we say second postulate is more natural. That was the explanation given by the Bohr. And under this, it is found to be the first successful model. Explain the hydrogen-like spectrum or radius of the orbits of hydrogen atom, good agreement with the practical experimental facts of from the kinetic theory of gases obtained. Ionization energy and Rydberg constant calculated experimentally and theoretically from this relation holds good. And nh upon 2 pi has the dimension of angular momentum. So quantization of angular momentum is quite necessary, and that it is so natural the second postulate is. These are found to be the success, but no explanation is given why it should be quantized. Some defects may be there. When coming to the demerits of Bohr's theory, the first success is the first failure. It can explain the spectra of hydrogen and hydrogen-like atom, that is atom containing one electron system. Any atom contains more than one electron. This theory cannot explain. The spectra fail. There is a deviation observed in the spectral lines observed to that of the obtained from this theory. That is the demerit. Only we can apply the Bohr's theory to hydrogen and hydrogen-like atoms. We cannot apply it to hydrogen other than hydrogen atoms. For multi-electron system atom or an atom having more than one electrons, we cannot apply the Bohr's theory. The second one, relativistic variation of mass. From Einstein's relation, you are knowing this relation about the variation of mass. Mass goes on increases when velocity of particle is comparable with the speed of light. In the calculation of velocity, you come to know it is around 2.18 into 10 power 6 meter per second. It is very close to the c value. That means we have to apply the mass correction. Relativistic variation of mass is not accounted by Bohr. Third, relative intensity of spectral lines. Is also not explained. So when we got the spectral lines, all these spectral lines are not of uniform intensity. The spectral lines observed to be different spectral lines are observed to be with variable intensity. Some of them are found to be more brighter and some are less. That means here more brighter means more radiations of particular wavelength are emitting. That means some transitions are more favored. The electron de-excitation is more favored between some orbits and in some orbits less. Why this parity in that? Why not we are getting the intensity of all spectral lines same? Some of are more favored and in some it is less, not taken by the theory. And fourth one, so that the classical and quantum mechanics or concepts simultaneous use in a single theory is not admissible, but he did. We have taken in the first concept that was of the carried from the Rutherford that electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron is responsible for centripetal force and make the electron to go around in circular orbit. That is a classical concept, centripetal force and electrostatic force. Whereas the second postulate he was taken that nh upon 2 pi, orbital angular momentum is quantized, orbital quantization, nh upon 2 pi is a quantum condition. Even frequency condition, when electrons return to the lower orbits, then energy emitted is quantized. That is, difference of energy of the two orbits involved is directly equal to the energy emitted. This how quantum conditions are taken along with this classical concept. Their rivalry theories cannot be considered simultaneously in a single theory. How he was taken is left off, not explained clearly. And even fine structure of spectral lines. Fine structure of spectral lines was also not taken. Suppose if you had studied about the third orbit to first orbit, so what we see may be the second orbit. For example, generally, it is single line if you take high resolution microscope and observed, each line is found to be containing multi lines, closely associated with some lines, which suggest energy is not single. Unique value of energy to the orbit of electron or finite value of or single value of energy to the electron in a particular orbit is not admissible according to this. Some range, small swing in the energy of the electrons possible in different orbits. But Bohr theory gives you the unique energy because energy is proportional to 1 by n square. This fine structure cannot be explained by that. And these are along with the another is about when we subjected the hydrogen gas to electric or magnetic field. If it is subjected to electric field, we are talking about Stark effect, splitting of spectral lines, and magnetic effect called Zeeman effect. Why the spectral lines split under the influence of magnetic or electric field, and what made them to, in particularly hydrogen atom under the influence of magnetic field, what type of orbital split take place to generate new spectral lines was not taken clearly by this theory. These are the demerits. So that there may be board examination and even for conceptual questions are coming in this in entrance. What are the merits means major successes you have to think about. That this Bohr's theory can explain the spectra of hydrogen and hydrogen-like atoms. And second, the radius or ionization energy or Rydberg constant calculated from the theory of Bohr's are in good agreement with the experimental values. Even NH upon 2 pi, when we considered it is having the dimensions of angular momentum, and a quantization of angular momentum is more relevant, and hence the second postulate is right. They were considered to be the major success of the theory. And demerits concerned, the first one what we say, it is only applicable for hydrogen and hydrogen-like atoms. That means we cannot apply this theory to atoms containing more than one electrons is a first drawback. And speed of electron even in the first orbit of hydrogen atom calculated is found to be very close to the speed of light, which suggests that we have to account the relativistic variation of mass that is not considered by Bohr. Again, when we see the intensity or brightness of the various spectral lines even in the hydrogen atom, they are not found to be same. There is variation. So why some transitions are more favored? Transition between some orbital lines are more favored, which made the spectral lines to be more brighter compared to the others. No reason is available from him. Simultaneous use of classical concept and quantum concepts are not admitted because they are the rivalry theories. And splitting of spectral lines under the influence of magnetic field called Zeeman effect and under the influence of electric field called Stark effect. That splitting of spectral lines means there may be orbital changes. Energy of the electron may take different values and cause the new spectral lines to emit. How this happens is not taken by Bohr. And fine structure, that a single spectral line in case of the ordinary microscope visible, when we look through the high power resolution microscope, single line appears to be made of many different lines with small changes in the wavelength, which gives an hint or which gives an insight that the energy is not unique. The electron can have different energies with a slight variation in a particular orbit. This variation not possible according to the Bohr's theory because unique energy orbit number is related to. These are the demerits of the hydrogen Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom. So, however, these two separately you link for board exam and let us come to the explanation given by de Broglie on the second postulates of Bohr's theory. An important relation. The question is coming for 3 marks in board exam and also the conceptually or numerical problems are coming from this also. Explanation given by de Broglie on second postulate of Bohr's theory. So, what is the explanation given by him? So, the second postulate of Bohr, let us see first we understand. What the second postulate suggests is, suppose if I consider an atom, the central nucleus let it be, and there is electron of E and mass m, charge E, having definite speed and angular velocity, it is revolving around circular orbits. The second plot, orbital angular momentum is an integer multiple of 2 pi. That means n can take value only 1, 2, 3, etc. N cannot be the fraction. How this is after 10 years, de Broglie explained why this is locked the orbital energy like this, or momentum, L equal to nh upon 2 pi. Now when you see this first orbit, for example, first orbit concern, if it is the radius velocity v1, radius r1, and you come to know this angle between them is 90, v and r. Orbital angular momentum L1, if you take, it is r cross p that you have studied in first year. And L1 magnitude, if I take, I write rp sine theta, r1 p1. But theta is 90 degree now. Theta is 90 degree. Therefore, theta 90, I can write r1 m1 v1. That L1 equal to m1 v1 r1. Suppose if it is in the second orbit, for second orbit is r2 and the speed may be v2. L2 can be written as m2 v2 and r2. Imagine like the nth orbit. Imagine like that the nth orbit for hydrogen atom. Vn and Rn. So Ln can be written as Mn Vn Rn. Thereby I can write here this equation as Ln, which is equal to Mn, M Vn Rn equal to Nh upon 2 pi. So from the classical concept, angular momentum is r cross p, cross product of two vectors, where radius vector and velocity vector, mutually 90 degree in that circular motion, and theta is 90, and arrive to this m v1 n r1 equal to nh upon 2 pi. But before going to that, this is the first step I take. In the second, if you observe, according to Bohr's postulate, according to de Broglie hypothesis, that you have studied in dual nature of matter. According to de Broglie hypothesis, electron, let us have mass m, charge neglect it will be. It is moving with a definite speed. So it is not moving like a particle, it can behave like a wave. So the distance between these, that is considered as the wavelength as a matter wave. So you come to know wavelength of matter wave. Wavelength of matter wave. That we got lambda is equal to h upon p, or lambda is equal to h upon mv. So if it is in the nth orbit, just I remove this. So in general I can write here that wavelength for nth orbit is mvn h upon mnvn. This should be second equation. So these two relations we have here, one, and this is the second one. Now this electron is behaving like a wave according to him. As electron is behaving like a wave and has a wavelength equal to h upon mv, and mv r is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Before entering to that, what the concept was running in the mind of de Broglie was, you studied last year about the stationary waves. If you have a string, for example, if you take a string and the stationary waves will form perfectly when nodes are at the end. Suppose if a wave is formed of different wavelength like this, can you expect the stationary waves are forming? No, that because segment must be of equal length. Or the wave is created like this, it is reaching half. You cannot expect the stationary waves and formation of stationary waves. Only possible minimum frequency or minimum wavelength or the length for that must be equal to lambda by 2 for single wave 2. This is right. Let us imagine this is the minimum length at which the vibration starts with lambda by 2, one segment. Next alternate in the stationary waves, you observe there may be two segments of same magnitudes, but the end to end must be remained as neutral, or it may become lambda. And you can see about the three segments. That means what I am showing finally is there is some multiple of lambda, lambda by 2, lambda by 2, lambda by 2, here also lambda by 2, lambda. So integer multiple of something is necessary to obtain the stationary waves. The same thing you imagined in the form of a orbit of electron. Thinking electron as a wave, electron as a wave, let us imagine that electron is moving like, so let its light move like this. For example, it is moving to that one, okay. Now you see that this is not forming, it is not coming properly. Stationary waves as not formed, here also we cannot form the wave, or the loop is not completing with integer multiple of something, wavelength fraction comes, it cannot be taken. Or otherwise if I think so, here there is a gap, this cannot be admitted, as like I have taken in the previous example. Let us think the orbit is of this form. Now let us imagine like this and this one. Now it is okay. Why? Because you see that alternately, perfectly node to node entered, it started from node if you imagine. So this is go to that point and again return. Now you were seeing that perfectly the orbit is divided into how many wavelengths. This is not possible, I removed. Node should come again at the starting point. So here lambda by 2, lambda by 2. So this from here to here, it is appearing like lambda. Here to here, it is appearing like lambda. The entire atom, the orbit is divided into 2 lambda. 2 lambda. Let us I show such light. You are followed from the stationary wave concept. So we brought electron as a wave. The length of the orbit has to divide in terms of clear multiples of lambda. Then only electron can be quantized in that orbit, non-radiating orbit it becomes. So for example, let us take like here. So this is the first orbit, let it be the 1. So for this first orbit, n is equal to 1. There may be minimum chance node to node has to come, means it will coming like this, and maybe like you can get this one in case of first orbit. So in case of this second, 1, 2, 3, 4, I divided 2. Let us starting from this as we have taken. So from here to here, it is lambda, or it become n equal to 2. It is length, if it is of radius r2, if it is of radius r1. So r2 circumference is 2 pi r. 2 pi r2 is a 2 lambda. 2 lambda. And similarly you can go for this third, next one. So orbit, so even in this case these two 1, these two 1, these two 1. If it is the third n equal to 3, 2 pi r3 equal to 3 lambda. Even I go for another. So even in this case, perfectly the loop is forming. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If n is equal to 4, 2 pi r4 is equal to 4 lambda. That means his argument comes from here. As the radius increases, there are specific positions or energies that the electron can possess. Where n is equal to 1, it may be lambda. And then going to here, it is very difficult to show. Therefore, I am not shown correctly here. But here it is n equal to 1, 2 pi r1 equal to lambda. And in this case, for second orbit, if the radius, either this or go to the next one, it has to form 2 lambda. Either first circumstance, length of the orbit 2 pi r should get an integer multiple of wavelength. That means I can take, so here itself, I remove this and show you here. So keeping in mind what we got is, any orbit it is, nth orbit, if its radius is Rn, and it will be divided into, so like this, the orbit is divided into multiple of wavelengths, such that there are, if it is nth orbit, then it should be n lambda is the circumference of the orbit. That is the statement of the de Broglie. Electron cannot take all possible around the nucleus, right? But first orbit will be lambda, second orbit is 2 lambda, third orbit is 3 lambda. In between lambda and 2 lambda, incomplete conclusion of the waves cannot allow the electron to be in that orbit. If to be in the orbit, it should be an integer multiple of lambda. So the argument of de Broglie is that circumference of the orbit, that means 2 pi Rn is equal to n lambda, where n must be an integer, 1, 2, 3 like that. It cannot take all possible values. That is the equation number 4. The equation number 4, you can take this lambda equation. So here I am coming to that finally. So from equation 3, we got lambda, equation 2, m1 Vn Rn is equal to nh upon 2 pi we have. nh upon 2 pi. But what the de Broglie says, equation 4, 2 pi Rn is equal to, this is the statement of the Bohr's postulate. Now 2 pi Rn is equal to n lambda. From equation 3, lambda is equal to h upon mv. 2 pi Rn is equal to n into h upon m into Vn. So there is a simple transfer, Vn into Rn is equal to nh upon 2 pi. So how the electron takes specific orbits conditional by the stationary waves. Only such orbits will be selected. The circumference of the orbit of the electron in the atom round the nucleus must be an integer multiple of the wavelength of the electron. Wavelength, according to de Broglie hypothesis, wavelength of the electron will be h upon mv. In place of lambda, you can substitute h upon mv. mv bring this side and take the 2 pi other side. Gives you the nothing but the second postulate of hydrogen atom put forth by Bohr. This is the explanation on second postulate given by the de Broglie. The important term is this: circumference of the orbit must be an integer wavelength, where n must be an integer. It cannot be a fraction. N must be, cannot take 1.5, 1.2 like that. Either 1 or 2 or 3. I shown with some figures here back. So what the conclusion? I hope you are understood. What is the second postulate says? Angular momentum of the electron in an orbit is nh upon 2 pi. De Broglie says electron while moving in the atom round the nucleus, so it is not just a particle, it can behave like a wave particle. This wave particle has a definite wave called matter wave. This wavelength of matter wave is h upon pv or h upon mn vn in nth orbit. And de Broglie thought that electron while going round the quantization or non-radiating orbit possible if the circumference of the orbit must be a closed one. It should become a closed loops of stationary waves. So it should form in the form clear segments. So it is possible when it goes with different positions, different values, such that circumference of the orbit of the electron round the atom must be equal to an integer multiple of wavelength of that. This is taking this condition 2 pi Rn. Substitution is final like this only. 2 pi Rn is n lambda, where lambda you substitute h upon mv, you got the answer. This is the explanation, an important one, asking for 3 marks in the board exam. So these are the important points in respect of the board exam concerned. I told you in the beginning, at least remember some concepts repeatedly appeared. More weightage is given for board exam in the theory portion rather than numerical concepts. Starting from the Rutherford alpha scattering or Giger-Marsden experiment, alpha ray scattering Giger-Marsden or Rutherford experiment, their construction, need label diagram, or it may be the observations or conclusions of the alpha ray scattering, and again the postulates of Bohr's theory, merits and demerits of the Bohr's theory, postulates of Rutherford atom model and also merits and demerits, or general theory concept along with merits and demerits of hydrogen atom, and even explanation given by de Broglie on second postulate. When you go to the derivation concerned, there are 3. One equations you have to know even for the NEET correctly is about the impact parameter in alpha ray scattering and closest approach and scattering angle. N theta, number of alpha particles scattering by the heavy golden foil, relation given to you. And derivation concerns Bohr's radius expression and energy expressions are appeared many times along with wave number expression. The 3 derivations, either radius expression or energy expression or wave number expressions, are important for board exam concern. So in relation to entrance view, when this is for JEE or NEET importance only I am saying, not for the board examination. Suppose think there is hydrogen atom and due to transitions the radiation is emitted of value h nu. When a radiation is emitted, also their momentum of this is equal to h by lambda, momentum of photon, because the radiation comes in photon of definite energy E, or it may be written as hc by lambda or momentum as h by lambda. So there is a recoil of the atom. Recoil of the atom possible. What is the momentum of recoil of the atom? So think here, this was at rest earlier. Apply the law of conservation of momentum. Momentum of atom plus momentum of the photon must be equal to 0 here. Because both, no radiation is emitted, atom was at rest. When something is emitted, radiation is also considering as a particle, then there is a recoil of atom take place. That this implies directly that recoil momentum of the atom equal to the same as that of the photon. So I can write what is the recoil momentum of the atom means P is equal to h by lambda. And you know the relation for 1 by lambda, h into r z square into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. This relation quite necessary to solve some questions appearing in entrance. Recoil momentum of the atom when some radiation is emitted by it when it is free. And what is the energy, recoiled energy of the atom? Recoiling energy taken, it is nothing but P square by 2m we write, kinetic energy that atom possesses. P is h by lambda. H by lambda, therefore it is h square by 2m lambda square. These two equations more importantly have to look into. Those two. I think you are understood here. When radiation emits, atom recoils backward, it has some momentum, it has some energy. Momentum of the atom equal to momentum of the photon, that expressed in this relation. That lambda depends on what the radiation is emitted from that. It is N2 and N1, the radiation emitted by that. So that is given by here. And what is the recoiling energy of the atom means P square by 2m. P is h by lambda and substituted. And coming to the another JEE NEET point, particularly in JEE Advanced, considering this is the atom of hydrogen or any nucleus, both are moving, and this is the center of mass. Imagine nucleus of mass m at a distance r1 and electron of mass m is at a distance r2, it is a center of mass. So that you know already in center of mass calculation the two things, the distance between them, r2 and r1 are the distance of the masses, either electron or the nucleus from the center of mass, and r should be is equal to r1 plus r2. From the center system of particles, you have studied center of mass and system of particles. So if you want r1, then mass of the other m into r divided by m1, m plus capital M. Similarly, you want r2, capital M into r by small m plus capital M. Simplifying this, you also got called as a reduced mass of the system. Reduced mass of the system, mu is equal to product of mass divided by sum of the masses. These relations quite necessary even for JEE Advanced and even sometimes in the JEE Main. And coming to the fourth one, here reduced mass, when we have what is the moment of inertia of this system, moment of inertia of the system of atom, the I is equal to mk square, that is mr square, this is r. I use instead of mass of electron, mass of proton, but reduced mass I use mu r square, where mu is this and r is this value. And even you can calculate the kinetic energy of it. You know, in case of Bohr's theory, kinetic energy of the electron, now I am extending it to the whole atom, that equal to mu m e to the power of 4 z square divided by 8 epsilon square n square h square. This instead of mass m, for electron you have relation m e to the power of 4 z square by this. I introduced mu. Or I can write half mu v square. Half mv square is the kinetic energy that we taken here, mu v square. Or half I omega square. I have to use here this. And the potential energy, if required, minus mu e to the power of 4 z square by 4 epsilon naught n square h square relation. Very simple to remember. It is not, equations are coming easily because wherever mass you have to substitute with the reduced mass. Same equation with minus. Suppose you want total energy expression, it is minus mu e to the power of 4 z square by 8 epsilon square n square h square. So for substituting electron mass, we have relation 13.6 z square by n square, total energy of the system, total energy of electron of the system. So in mu, I divide by m and multiplied by mu, gives you directly the total energy of the system of atom, including nucleus and electron. This additional knowledge too for JEE and NEET, and more in JEE concern, that recoiling momentum, recoiling energy of the atom when radiation is emitted, and also considering the atom as a system of two particles, one is nucleus and other is electron. What is the mean separation, and what is R1 value, distance of the one from the other, and second R2, one from the center of mass, reduced mass value, moment of inertia of the system, kinetic energy of the system, potential energy of the system or total energy can be calculated. Here m divided and mu introduced. So with this knowledge, that is the most important as we have taken for the board exam, and also the importance of the JEE taken. And let us go related to the board. I told already that in respect of board exam problems, that is numerical section appeared questions are very less. I told the four concepts. One is Geiger-Marsden experiment, observation, conclusion, Rutherford's postulates, merits and demerits, Bohr's postulates, merits and demerits, and explanation given by the de Broglie on the second postulates of Bohr. As theory 2, 3 or 1 mark questions are appearing here. Whereas coming to the derivations concerned 3 or 5 marks, the one is about the radius expression, energy expression and wave number expression. And some definitions like ionization energy, ionization potential, excitation energy, excitation potential, on which also you have to keep the eye. But problems so far in this, after the introduction of this new syllabus, are from 2014 to 2020 in almost 12 papers. Twice the question appeared in the problem unit. Let us take that numerical problem for board exam concern. I am not talking on NEET or JEE. Let's come to the question appeared in 2017. March board examination. So the first member of Balmer series of hydrogen atom has 6563 angstrom. Calculate wavelength and frequency of second member of same series. This was appeared in 2017 March. So to begin with, you are given Balmer series. The Balmer series of hydrogen atom. Balmer series N12. First member suggest N2 is 3. Wavelength of first member is 6563 angstrom. Question is on second member wavelength and frequency. For this, directly use the wave number expression. Wave number nu bar equal to R into 1 by N1 square by N2 square. It is I writing 1 by lambda equal to R into. For the first given only, if I write 2 square minus 1 by 3 square. Second member, when they told N2 must be 4, because first member 3, second member must be 4. But I am substituting for the first member. So common LCM, if I take 9 and 4, 36 and 9 minus 4. Or I can get here lambda equal to 36 by 5R is equation 1. I can calculate R. 36 by 5 into lambda given. Lambda already given 6563 as lambda 1. But for the second lambda 2, if I call lambda 1 for this, is R into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 4 square. R into common LCM 16 become 15, because 3. 16 4 minus 1 is 3. Or lambda 2 is equal to 16 by 3R. I got two relations here. First, I taken given concept and obtain the relation between lambda 1 and R. I can estimate R and substitute here to get lambda 2. I have to estimate R. Otherwise, I can take a ratio lambda 2 by lambda 1. It is the second step we did here. And third step, lambda 2 by lambda 1. Lambda 2 is 16 by 3R into 36 by 5R. R get cancels. 80 divided by 3 into 36, or lambda 2 is equal to 80 into 6563 in terms of angstrom. I am not changing that. Divided by 3 into 36. So angstrom as it is. Otherwise, you can substitute as a 10 power minus 10. 4861. Simplifying that, you will get 4861 angstrom. Lambda t you got correctly. Frequency, if you want, F is equal to C by lambda. C is 3 into 10 power 8 divided by lambda is 4861 into 10 power minus 10. If you got that 6.17 into 10 power 14 hertz, the two answers we got. So lambda is equal to 4861 angstrom and frequency is equal to 6.17 into 10 power 14 hertz. So it is the one question of this type even appearing in the entrance. You come to know given first member means N2 is 3, N1 is 2 Balmer series. Substituted with wave number expression and got the relation as lambda 1 equal to 36 by 5R. and 1 by lambda to r. So for the second given condition, second member asking there, substitution we got, simplifying we got wavelength as 4861, frequency is nothing but c by lambda. You studied in the sound chapter in the last year also. C is equal to f lambda or f is equal to c by lambda, and got the answer as 6.17 into 10 power 14 hertz. So the another question appeared in March 2016 in the board examination. The question is, calculate the shortest and longest wavelength of Balmer series of hydrogen atom given R value as 1.097 into 10 power 7 per meter. Again the question is repeated on the wave number expression, shortest and longest wavelength. First in the solution, for shortest wavelength if I go for, shortest wavelength means it is a series limit. In the series limit always N2 is infinity and it is a Balmer series, N1 is 2. So therefore, even if you not forgotten, you can write lambda shortest is equal to R into 1 by N1 square by N2 square. Or if I write this R into 1 by 2 square by 1 by infinity square, our shortest wavelength become 2 square by R. That means 4 divided by 1.097 into 10 power 7. This if you simplified, you will get the value 3646 into 10 power minus 10, or shortest wavelength is 3646 angstrom 1. Balmer series, the second part, Balmer series N1 is to longest wavelength implies lambda L responsible, N2 is N1 plus 1 means 2 plus 1 is 3, first member. So therefore 1 by lambda longest is R into 2 square upon 3 square, same formula, the same we used. And as coming to R into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9, R into 36, 9 minus 4 is 5. Our shortest wavelength equal to 36 by 5 R. 36 by 5 into 1.097 into 10 power 7. So if we simplified 6563 into 10 power minus 10 or 6563 angstrom. So the answer you got here. That you got shortest wavelength and longest wavelength. Small error can lead to get only 1 mark for 5 marks question. Instead of if you made it is longest and that is shortest, only for formula and all marks we lose. After even getting the answer, meaning knowledge of short means small value, longest means large value. On seeing also you can have chance to make the correction. It is 6563 is more than 3646. Therefore it is shortest and longest. Otherwise remember correctly, shortest means minimum energy. sorry, shortest wavelength means maximum energy, because energy is hc by lambda. Maximum energy or minimum wavelength. Maximum energy for series limit. For series limit, n2 is infinity. First member means minimum energy, longest wavelength. First member is n1 plus 1. For Barmel series, it is 2 plus 1 become 3, and hence got the answer. Let us come into next problem. So the third, calculate the potential energy, kinetic energy and total energy in electron volts. In electron volt of electron of hydrogen atom revolving in first orbit of radius. Point 5 angstrom. Radius 0.5 angstrom given. See the kinetic energy required. Actual relation we write m e to the power of 4. So otherwise you have to recall that relation. Radius is given, you have to express the kinetic energy in terms of radius. That is z e square by 4 pi epsilon naught r, because r is given. So how? Because you know mv square by r is equal to z e square by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. So half mv square is kinetic energy, z e square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. 1 r get cancelled. mv square is z e square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. So this should be 8 pi epsilon naught r. Z e square by 2 into 4 pi epsilon naught 2 into r. Z is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 whole square. This 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9 divided by 2 into 0.5 into 10 power minus 10. They given. So you have to simplify this. Careful simplification leads to the value 14.4. This you get in terms of joules. Here the answer is in terms of joules. To convert this 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 whole square into 9 into 10 power 9 divided by 0.5 into 2 is 1, 10 power minus 10 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 divided by that, answer comes in terms of electron volt, that is becoming 14.4 electron volt. Joules to EV converted by dividing by this value. Otherwise answer this as it is substituted. Z is 1, E value 1 by 4 pi value 2 and radius value. Divide further by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 gives you answer in EV. Potential energy same, Z E square minus divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Or I can write 2 times of kinetic energy negative. That means minus 2 into 14.4 minus 28.8 electron volt is the answer. The second one. Third, if asked, total energy equal to minus the kinetic energy. I given you that relation while in discussion. So this is equal to minus 14.4 eV. Just I recall you, kinetic energy equal to minus total energy, or total energy equal to minus kinetic energy. Potential energy equal to minus 2 times of kinetic energy or 2 times of total energy. So you have that relation. From that, these two obtained. Calculation of kinetic energy, if you forgotten, use this relation and get the value. And kinetic energy, once you obtained, you can get potential as good as the total energy. Let us come to another. Come to another one. When certain amount of energy is supplied to a hydrogen atom, hydrogen atom of electron jumps from n1 equal to 1 to n1 equal to 3. What is the energy of the two state? Find. Number one, energy of two states. Second, energy absorbed by electron. Third, wavelength of radiation emitted. Fourth, identify the reason and series to which it belongs to. So here they are given an electron is raised from orbit number 3 to orbit number 4 in the hydrogen atom for Z is 1. What are the energy of the two state? Energy in state 1 E1 minus 13.6 square Z square by N square. Both are 1, therefore it is 13.6 eV. Because Z is 1, N is 1. Second, energy in state 4, N equal to 3, state 3. E3 is equal to minus 13.6 into 1 by 3 square is 9, which gives minus 1.51 eV. So I got the two answers, one 13.6, another is 2, energy of the two states. Using the relation E1 equal to minus 13.6 Z square by N square. Let us come to the second, energy absorbed. Energy absorbed is E2 minus E1. E equal to E2 minus 1.51 minus of minus 13.6. This gives you 12.09 electron volt. Is the second. Because it becomes 13.6 minus 1.51. So that is the given. Identify the reason, energy absorbed by the electron, wavelength of radiation emitted. Third one. This is energy absorbed. Wavelength emitted, use Hc by lambda is equal to E equal to 12.09 in terms of electron volt. Suppose you wavelength required, H is 6.62 into 10 power minus 34. Minus 34, C is 3 into 10 power 8. You got this, denominator comes. 12.09 into, convert this into joules. This is converting into joules, EV2. Substituting this, you will get the answer. That is aiming to be around 1027 angstrom. You will get this. It is 1027 into 10 power minus 10 meter. This suggests region in which it is ultraviolet region. Because 1027 for 100 to 4000 angstrom, 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom, electromagnetic region, UV region is fixed. Series already it is in the UV region, or N is 1, limiting number is 1, therefore it is a Lyman series. The fourth option. So we got the two energies E1 and E2, and also wavelength of energy absorbed is here already we written E3 minus E1 got, and whatever energy got is radiation emitted, lambda is given, that is coming as 1027, which is in the UV region, and series is the Lyman series. Let us come to another one. The fifth one, energy of the electron. In the first Bohr orbit, of hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 eV, and its energy in fourth state is minus 0.85 eV. Calculate Rydberg constant. We have to calculate the value of R how much. They given the energy of the two states. Energy of the first state in the solution taken is EV. Second state, that is fourth state. So here N1 is 1, here N2 is 4. So minus 0.85 electron volt. Question is on R, means we have to think about 1 by lambda equal to R into 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square. If you find R lambda, that is possible. To find lambda, we have to go for this. Hc by lambda is equal to E4 minus E1. This is nothing but minus 0.85 minus of minus 13.6. So plus 13.60 minus 0.85. Then 5, 1587, which gives you 12.75 eV. Therefore, 1 by lambda is equal to 1 by lambda, if you take it is numerator is 12.7 into 75 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 converted to joules. H is 6.62 into 10 power minus 34, 3 into 10 power 8. This value you have for 1 by lambda. If you want R, I keep as it is, let a simplification be later. So 1 by lambda from 1, if I take R into, is a second part, 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 4 square here. 1 by 4 square because 1 and 4. So this becomes 16. 16 minus 1 is 15 R by 16. Therefore, Rydberg constant R is equal to 1 by lambda into 16 by 15. R is equal to 16 by 15 into this 12.75, 1.6, 10 power minus 19 divided by 6.62, 10 power minus 34 into 3 into 10 power 8. If simplify, you will get 1.097 into 10 power 7 per meter. So first formula is this, which get the answer this one. To find lambda, we are used hc by lambda is energy difference of two orbits. hc by lambda we got in electron volts converted to joules, multiplying with this EV. 1 by lambda value, or R is equal to 1 by lambda into 16 by 15. 1 by lambda we have and substitute, we will get the answer that much. Let us take another problem. Sorry, sixth one. First member of Lyman series is 1215 angstrom. Find a Rydberg constant and wavelength of H beta line, an important one. So for this solution, the equation is same, 1 by lambda equal to R into 1 by N1 square upon N2 square. If you for Lyman series, first member, N1 is 1, first member, N2 is 2, substitution of that 1 by lambda is 1215 into 10 power minus 10 is equal to R into 1 by 2 square, which is 4 minus 1, 3R by 4. So we will get R is equal to 4 by 3 into 1215 into 10 power 10, or I can write it as 4000 into 10 power 7 divided by 3 into 1215. If you simplify, you will get R is equal to 1.097 into 10 power 7 per meter. One answer you got, Rydberg constant value. Second, H beta line. I told you that beta comes, it is a Balmer series for which N1 is 2. And first member, H beta line, I given you that alpha, beta, gamma, delta. This is 3, 4, for this 5, for this 6. Beta means N2 must be equal to 4. So now 1 by lambda beta is equal to R into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 4 square. So this is equal to 1.097. One by lambda beta is R into 16 4. 16 if I take 4 minus 1 is 3. Therefore lambda beta is equal to 16 by 3 into 1.097 into 10 power 7. If you simplify that, you will get the answer 4861 angstrom. Thus value of R is 1.097 10 power 7 per meter and the lambda of beta is 4861 angstrom. So first you have to calculate the R value. H beta, I told you alpha is 3, beta is 4, gamma is 5, delta is 6. Balmer series 2, N2 is 4. Substituting here 16 by 3. Simplification given you. This is what we discussed in the atomic structure as per the board problems concerned. And one thing you remember, if you excelled in entrance questions, the board numerical problems are more simpler. They are not of the higher values, higher levels. They are in level 1 and 2 questions are coming, most direct questions and simplification. Not to worry much about the numericals in case of board exam if you excelled in entrance. Keep eye on the entrance, and these problems are very simple where you have to touch the 3 questions. But don't delete this or don't neglect this part, and be important about the board exam sometimes appears one question, more direct questions coming from atomic structure. Thank you.